If you're still waiting for the perfect time to build your personal brand, you're probably already a little late. Just kidding. Now it's perfect. But the time is right now to start and actively try to build your personal brand. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. I'm Chris, and I've been working on building my personal brand for the last year on YouTube. And I'm here to help others learn from my mistakes and follow along the journey with me. If you're new to YouTube or you're new to trying to build your personal brand, this is definitely the channel you want to watch, because I'm going to be real about all the stuff that I'm learning, what I'm doing wrong, and how you can avoid those same mistakes. Now, it's 2025. Everything is monetizable at this point. Let's look at what your background is. You've probably had a job for the last 5, 10, or 20 years, and you're an expert, essentially, at least compared to a lot of other people in your field, at what you do professionally. So it honestly doesn't matter what your career has been in. You are now considered an expert and able to teach others how they can do it. So if there's people that are just getting into your industry and they want to learn what maybe some of the mistakes were, the pitfalls that you went through trying to build your career up, you have the ability to talk to them, to teach them, to help them understand the best way that they can go out and build the career that you so much love, or maybe you loved and are now trying to get out of. And that's awesome. If you go and look at the website Udemy, where people can list courses on pretty much anything, go and search on some of the things that you know about. And I bet you're going to find anywhere from 50 to 100 different courses on just that one topic. And if you look at that, that shows you how well you can monetize the stuff that you already understand. And that's what's great about a personal brand, is it allows you to just be you. You don't have to think about, I need to try to be some expert in X, Y, or Z, something that you have to completely learn all over. And you can just start helping people understand the best ways to do whatever you already understand. You don't need to go learn an entirely new thing. And it makes it a lot of fun. So with your personal brand, it allows you to just start making content. It allows you to be you and really enjoy yourself doing it. That's what I love about this. I've been working in small business and helping individuals build their personal brand for over the last decade. So that's what I know a lot about, and that's what I really enjoy doing. Nothing makes me happier than watching somebody new start a business and succeed and be able to fire their boss. That is my absolute number one passion in life, is helping people fire their boss. I've been doing it over and over and over again in different industries for the last 13 years. So I said in the beginning, now is the best time to build your personal brand. Well, if you think about the shift right now in entertainment, a lot of people are watching their content as opposed to Netflix TV shows or even just regular old Comcast TV. More people are actually spending their time choosing content specifically tailored to what they want to understand. You can go and watch random documentaries on YouTube. You can learn about how to build a garden in your backyard. You can do pretty much whatever you want with your free time now. You aren't pigeonholed into watching the Friday night TV shows that are on the lineup on ABC. It's all changing, and it's changing very quickly. So by starting a YouTube channel and talking about the stuff that you really enjoy, you're going to find a group of people that want to learn about that in their downtime. A lot of people are thinking about, how can I start earning some money outside of my job? I'm moving to California. I'm definitely not moving to California. I'm moving to South Carolina in about a month. And the reason that I can do that is because I work for myself and I work completely remotely. So if you're thinking about, I don't want to be living here anymore, or maybe there's a little bit of unrest in the area that you're living in and you decide it's time to start thinking about how to get out of there, the best way to do that is to start working for yourself, to have the freedom to be able to make money the way that you choose and make money wherever you choose. When I moved down to South Carolina, the only thing that's changing in my work routine is that I schedule a little different time to go to the gym. I'm going to have shorter commutes to go to the grocery store, and things like that. So it's really not going to change a whole lot in my life, except for the fact that I'm at a new location around new people and, new culture and better weather, because I'm moving from New Hampshire. So that is why I think right now is such an important time for you to build your personal brand, because it's just so achievable now. You can literally create content, start to find people who like watching stuff by you because they like your personality and they like what you're about and they like what you stand for. And you're going to develop this subscriber base that will be willing to purchase things from you because you know how to do it and they trust you. Making videos on YouTube or whatever platform, it doesn't even matter. Long form videos in particular build a really high amount of trust with your audience. They're going to sit with you from anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 minutes and listen to you talk on a subject. And when you're watching something that's that much longer than the short form TikTok style videos, they really start to get to know you a little bit. They get to know your personality. They understand what's going on in your world, and it's going to make them feel obligated, if they're going to buy something to learn, such as a course, to buy it from you because they already know who you are. They already trust what you're talking about. So it makes it a lot of fun. Building a personal brand does take a little while, so I recommend to you that you get started today. And let me give you a lesson that I learned starting about a year ago and making, I think, about 60, 65 videos right now, long form videos, is that you're going to suck when you start. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to figure out. You have to learn how to edit videos. You're going to have to learn how to make thumbnails, to craft titles, and all these different things, but you're not going to learn unless you get started. So you might as well get started, make it messy in the beginning, and if you really want to down the road, you can hide some of those videos so people don't see what it looked like when you first started. But personally, I'm leaving it all out there for everybody to see. I think it's more fun for you guys to see the growth that I'm going through in this process of building my first online personal brand. And I think that that's really a great way to do it. Like I said, it's going to build more trust. They're not going to say, okay, this is some expert who just came in and had a bunch of success doing something else and already had a brand, and that's how he gained so many followers. I want people to see exactly how I did this, so you can go and mimic what I've done, but then you can also, from watching my videos, learn the mistakes that I made and see the progression in all of the videos that I've done, the thumbnails that I've created, the editing process that I do, which is pretty minimal. I would recommend trying to just do a one-take video like this is probably going to be, and just putting it out there because it's raw, real, unfiltered. And, that's what people are craving. There's too much stuff from TV to Hollywood that it's all fake. It's, watching a TV show that it's not real at all. But me sitting here talking to you on the camera, this is about as real as it gets. You can hear my mess ups. You can see me, forget what I'm talking about, whatever these different things are. And it's so much more real, and it's so much easier to edit as well. So my advice to you from what I've learned so far is to just start today. Get yourself a microphone, use your cell phone camera, don't go spend a bunch of money on stuff, and just start making content. Get used to talking to the camera, get used to coming up with ideas, and through that process, you're going to start building your brand. And it might take you a year or two, but as you build that and you start to generate some income being able to teach others what you already know, you are going to be starting to be able to buy back your freedom. And in terms of buying your freedom, this is the way I did it previously. I had a side business that I started making some money in, and over the course of the first 3 to 6 months, my income went from zero up to, say, $1,000 a month. Now, it was more realistically, I think, actually no, it was about 3 to 6 months I got up to $1,000 a month. And then it kind of stayed there, and then it started growing. So as my income started growing, what I did is I started paying different bills with that money that was coming in. So the first bill that I took care of was my cell phone bill. So I knew every month that my side business was now paying my cell phone bill for me. And then I added on my car insurance, and then I added on my car payment. And I started adding in all of my bills, all the small ones at first, until all of those were covered by my side business's income, which is really cool. So now you're looking at it and you're like, all right, so I'm still working a job, but almost all of my bills, except for my rent, are paid for by my side business. And then you start working a little bit harder, and eventually you get to the point where now it's covering your rent as well. So now you're just working for savings and spending money. So what you do in this situation is you start saving as much money as you can from your job, and you put it all away. And once you have probably 3 to 6 months worth of income or bills put aside, bills and spending money, which is important to know. You need to factor in that you might want to go golfing, or you're going to go out to eat, you got to buy food, all these things also count as well. But once you have 3 to 6 months of runway and you are already making more than what your monthly bills cost, now you can go to your boss and say, I quit. Or even better yet, hand them a nice letter of resignation and say, you're fired. I think I might be the first person in history to write a letter of resignation from a bartending job. It was actually really fun and very gratifying to hand that into my boss that day. And once you do that, then the sky's the limit. You can say, I want to work, this many hours a week. I just want to make maybe $10,000 a month, which would give you a great cushion, pay your taxes, all this stuff. And then you only have to work that many hours a week to sustain it. Or say you want to make an absolute boatload of money, you can do that as well. Because with a personal brand right now, you can earn anywhere from a couple thousand, a few $1,000s a month if you're just, if that's kind of where you decide you want to be. And then there's also people like Dan Coe, who said in one of his recent videos, he made $3 million last year. So it can really be as big as you want it to be. And obviously, to get to that point that Dan Coe got to, you got to work a lot harder. You got to do a lot more. You have to have better ideas. But really, anything is possible. But I think the most important thing is that you can pay off your bills one at a time with your side hustle money, your personal brand, and then you can get to the point where you can fire your boss. Once you do that, then you get to decide, how many hours do I want to work a week? Do I want to work 2 to 3 hours a day, have a great lifestyle, be able to go golfing 3-4 times a week, be able to go to all of your kids' sporting events? I worked with a lot of dads that for the first time ever, they got to attend all of their kids' sports. And they were the one that was always working, and the mom had to take them to everything. And that just changed everything for them in their quality of life. So really, anybody can do this. But right now is such an important time to start thinking about this, because there's this big shift happening away from traditional media, away from watching TV shows and movies, to people consuming stuff that they can educate themselves outside of work in their free time, and you can capitalize on this. So if you want to keep learning more about this and follow my journey, please subscribe. And if you want to see some of my other videos, I got a couple that are going to be listed right up here. You can check those out too. And I will see you guys on the next video.